something completely different.
Oh, happy hot topic!
The right way to handle a situation like that would have been to probably say it was, nobody's business and to resign.
Monica Lewinsky says that President Bill Clinton should have resigned after their affair.
Oh my goodness. Listen to me. It takes two to tango. I know he probably cheated on Hillary Clinton all the time, and there's all the pedophile island allegations, so he's no saint. But this new era where we're applauding a side chick, because she didn't really ruin the marriage because they're a loveless marriage, Hillary and Bill. But this thing where we're giving a side chick a platform, that's all you're famous for, is banging a married president. And now you're throwing him under the bus. It wasn't like you didn't know he was married. Like if you were banging somebody and you didn't know they're married, that's one thing. But you knew you were a side chick.
Monica is opening up about the fallout of her affair with Bill Clinton on Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy podcast.
I like Call Her Daddy, but of course you would have this woman on.
And reflecting on the ways she could have been better protected. Monica says this on the February 25th episode in regards to the 1997 revelation of her affair and the fallout which saw her publicly ridiculed and shamed.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for you. Is it a little unfair that you got more of the ridicule than him? Yes, but you slept with a married man. I don't understand how you're the victim. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have gotten so much hate, but you were a side chick.
But good question. I haven't been asked that before. So I think that the right way to handle a situation like that would have been to probably say it was, nobody's business.
Yeah, but he had a public image.
Yeah. And to resign,
Maybe you should have resigned from whatever the hell,
Or to find
I bet she'd walk down the hall and they're like, oh, he's getting a BJ again.
To find a way of staying in office.
Because I've been around people that cheat on their wives a lot, and it's fucking weird. Like, you're like, oh yeah, I don't notice anything.
Was, nobody's business. Yeah. And to resign, or to find a way of staying in office that was not lying and not throwing a young person who was just starting out in the world under the bus.
All right, you're not a victim. You knew what you were doing, and now you're trying to rewrite the past because we're going through a feminist movement, and I'm all for feminists. I don't care. But I'm not going to rewrite the past. You're a side chick. When you were giving him head, when you were giving him oral, and I think they hooked up, but when you were doing what you were accused of, you knew that he was married. But now that you can go on shows like Call Her Daddy, where they're not going to call you out in an interview, and a lot of people try to go against the Republican Party, and she's outspoken on Twitter. Now we're going to use her as a pundit? Shut up.
And at the same time, I'm hearing myself say that, and it's like, okay, but we're also talking about
get to the point. You're lying because you can't get any words out.
The most powerful office in the world,
But no one forced you to do it. Maybe I have a little bit of credibility. Like, I've messed up sometimes in my life, and I could easily blame others, but you know what? Grow up and just realize you are in charge of your own decisions.
I don't want to be naive either.
Well, Monica agrees that the circumstances were especially complicated due to the amount of people who could have been affected.
Yeah,
She also reflects on the impact the scandal had on others.
Who? Other side chicks? Who are these others?
I don't know where the right balance is, because there was damage no matter what. I think there was so much collateral damage for.
You ruined a marriage in a way, because back then we didn't know about cheating. I don't understand this. It wasn't like you were thrown and you found out that this guy you were sleeping with, was in a relationship or whatever. It wasn't like he was living a double life. Like, he was kind of living a double life, but you knew it and you wanted to get ahead.
or women of my generation to watch a young woman to be pilloried on the world stage, to be torn apart.
This is a quarter century ago. This would have been like talking about something from 1965 and 1990. Move on, honey.
You know, for my sexuality, for my mistakes, for my everything.
E! News.
You know she's fun in bed. Oh yeah, here's the part that every video E! News reached out for comment.
Everything.
E! News has reached out to representatives for Bill Clinton, but has not yet heard back.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Bill Clinton's going to get back to a very bland, boring voice from E! News. Hi, Bill Clinton, this is E! News. Remember that thing that ruined your reputation, that and your friendship with Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, do you want to comment about it? Shut up.
Monica goes on to address if she herself has ever received an apology from parties involved in...
I'm sure she hasn't. Have you ever received an apology for sleeping with a married man, or not received? Have you ever given one out, you know?
The scandal.
We know you give a lot of things out. Have you ever said sorry to Hillary?
You made many public apologies. Have you ever received one in return?
I have had a handful of people who were involved at the time.
George Stephanopoulos.
That I've run into in different ways who have acknowledged that they wish they had made different choices.
Oh, sure.
None of the people who were, you know, sort of the above the fold names involved in the investigation.
Cry me a frickin' river. That's what happens when you sleep with a married man who also was the president. Things weren't going to be great. Now, Monica Lewinsky slams Jay Leno and says the jokes were brutal. Again, why are you a victim? Maybe one of the girls that Bill Clinton hung out with at Pedophile Island, maybe that's a victim. But you're not a victim. And she goes on Call Her Daddy, and she talks about how mean Jay Leno was. And we'll play that, and then we'll play the Jay Leno monologue and then end this show. But it's getting out of hand. Not everybody is a victim. You're the worst. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone kisses her ass like Jimmy Kimmel and Call Her Daddy. Like, I'm a decently liberal guy. I'm in the middle, but I'm not going to pretend someone's something that they're not.
Men versus women treated you? Like, was there a difference?
I think what was interesting
What?
that I started to see in the public arena was that
She's lying. She doesn't know what she's saying. When a person can't get a word out, it's because they're thinking of what to say. Because if they were actually just saying the truth, they would just say it. When you lie, you have to remember more.
in the public arena, when
I like a good arena. Play some basketball or whatever.
is that it very sadly, it was a lot of women who said worse things.
Yeah, because you slept with a married man in the 90s where everything was perfect. I don't understand. Call me, 856-49-HOPPY. Leave me a voicemail. Any chance she's a victim. I'm not saying he didn't exploit her, but you could have just left the room.
About me than the men.
Because the men were like, we want to hook up with you.
Men told a lot of jokes, right? So the late night hosts.
Yeah, that was their job. It's pretty freaking funny for the 90s.
I think when
I literally was not allowed to read the newspaper around that time because my mom didn't want me hearing about blowjobs in the newspaper.
Jay Leno retired, some media boop-de-boop, whatever organization had done a study and listed the top 10 targets, his top 10 targets of his late night show. And I was on that list.
Oh, you poor thing. Maybe you shouldn't have slept with a married man. All right. We're going to end the show by playing Jay Leno talking about Monica Lewinsky. This has been Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, signing off. I will talk to you tomorrow. Take it away, Jay Leno, who actually was my favorite late night host.
And happy Monica Day, everybody. Today is Monica Day, of course, across the United States. Is it a federal holiday, I think?
Probably.
All zippers at half-mast or something? I don't know, but happy. I guess you know by now, and you folks at home certainly know this, tonight the whole world, the whole nation actually watched as Monica Lewinsky unburdened her soul to Barbara Walters. Well, almost the whole nation watched. I think Bill and Hillary are watching the big Return to Meerkat Valley special on the Discovery Channel. You think Clinton spent the whole night going, I'd like to change the channel. I don't know where the remote is. I don't know where it is. This is a good show. And you see Monica's new hairdo, all slicked down with that hair gel? At least I think it was hair gel. According to an advanced transcript we got of the interview, Monica tells Barbara Walters, this is unbelievable, that when she pulled up her skirt and showed President Clinton her thong underwear, she just considered that a subtle form of flirting. Boy, that's pretty subtle, isn't it, huh? I think that sends guys a real mixed message, huh? Girl puts her dress over her head and goes, what do you think of that? What's she saying, Bob? I can't tell. Monica also said that President Clinton would often compliment her on her figure. He would say things like, oh, you look skinny today. You know, if you didn't think this guy was the biggest liar in the world before, I'm sorry. That pretty much puts it over the top. I'm sorry. Actually, there were some interesting moments, like when Barbara Walters asked Monica, did you ever think about Hillary? And she said, you know, I don't do women. So I don't know. It's just, yeah, it was kind of an interesting. You think this is the last we'll hear of Monica? You think this is it now? Can we stop with this?
I hope so.
How you think her 15 minutes of stain are finally over? Huh? Thank you, please. Thank you very much. Oh. Well, over on CBS, Shania Twain had her big musical special. I felt sorry for Shania. See, that brings up the age-old question for guys. Who do you watch? The nice girl? The pretty girl you can take home to mom? Or the cheap, slutty girl you know puts out, everybody goes for Monica! And Monica's book is coming out tomorrow. Good, I'd like to read that.
Oh, sure.
In fact, she did a book signing today. Actually, even the book signing she does a little different. Show the book signing at the Monica's book signing. Here she is signing some of the books. There she is under the desk there. Let's see what's going on in the election. Oh, here you go. Hang on to your hats. Next week, Lamar Alexander, the Al Gore of the Republican Party, is going to announce he is once again running for president of the United States. You remember Lamar Alexander? He was the guy who used to go around the red plaid shirt all the time. Remember he had the red plaid shirt? That was his kind of trademark. Well, now he said he's getting rid of the red plaid shirt because people remember the shirt more than they remembered him. Which seems to me that's a pretty good clue. Maybe you shouldn't be running for president right there. You know, I don't know what you stand for, but nice shirt.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning. RyanHoppeRadio.com.
And like that, he's gone.